Welcome back to the Arise interview. I'm Charles Aniagolu. And now to the man behind the mask, a singer with no face and a rather sketchy profile. His real names are unknown beyond the moniker Swagga Don, Avatar, the Spirit of Africa, but his songs are being celebrated across the Caribbean. Well, now he's embarked on a mission to unite Africans across the globe and on the continent through his music. We'll find out more about Swagga Don, Avatar, the Spirit of Africa in a moment. But first, here's one of his increasingly popular hits. Let's take a listen.
Hit Lab Trinidad. This is just Soca Man. Walking down the townships of Mother Africa, watching them girls swing hips down in Africa. Can you imagine me in Africa, watching girls dance?
And that's one of the songs by Swagga Don that's making waves in the Caribbean, particularly in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, Swagga Don himself joins me now from somewhere on the planet. And I mean, where might that be? Because, I mean, we don't know your face. We don't know where you are. I mean, you know, come on, cut the crap. Who are you?
I'm a phenomenon of the African spirit. I was so happy to hear Osibisa, who I know very well, going back years in London. And by the way, you said that Spartacus is from Guyana. He's a family member. He's actually from Grenada, not from Guyana. So I wanted to clear that with you. But we all came up in the 70s, in the 80s to London and have been involved in music. And of course, I having written songs for bands in the UK and launched people myself, I have gone on to other things, which are very much in another, what I would say, another sector of life, not creative or musical. And so I have to keep my identity until I decide that I will leave that particular environment and go into music fully. But for the time being, I have to keep my identity a secret.
Well, that's fair enough. And just to make the point about Spartacus R that you were talking about, that must have been a slip, because I don't actually remember saying Guyana. But I mean, if I did, then thanks for the correction. But I mean, do you not think, I mean, Arise News has a global audience. People watching Arise from the Caribbean to the to Europe, to Africa and so on. I mean, you think that your voice might not give away who you are, or at least where you come from? Because I mean, you sound rather Caribbean there, if you ask me.
Yes, a bit. Yes, I do have a Caribbean background. Yes, I do. And I do have a Nigerian and the UK. I have spent some time living in those environments as well. Absolutely. The Caribbean is my first part of my life, but the rest I spent in the UK and Africa.
Well, that's very interesting. So a truly eclectic international personality. And you've set yourself a mission to unite Africans around the globe through your music. How's that going?
Well, that seems to be going quite well because like Osibisa, I have recognized that, you know, all of the music that you see have been talked about around the world, whether it's jazz, whether it's rock, etc. Most or all of them emanated from the African continent. And we need to be able to show people that the spirit of Africa, our music, the African rhythm, polyrhythms, etc., vibrates with life, vibrates with the cosmos, vibrates with our ancestors. And we need, you see, this is a perfect example. The WHO, World Health Organization, with a global pandemic, has chosen a polyrhythmic and African ancestry in music to unite the world in this pandemic. So it answers what exactly I'm saying and exactly what I am going to do with music as well, in that I'm using the music of the African ancestry to unite the world with the kind of music that I'm doing. I'm mixing, I've created a new genre called Soca Makossa, and I'm mixing the Caribbean soca with Makossa, which is African music, to create a new genre as well. Yes.
Well, I have to say that I like what I hear so far. You've got an album called Mother Africa. I mean, I think I don't know if you released it in Lagos or if you were planning to release it in Lagos or whether it's actually come out. I mean, just tell us about that.
Well, it is a combination of different types of music. I've got Afro rock in there, up Osibisa influence. I've got Afro pop. I've got Soca Makossa. I've got Afro gospel. I've got a theme song for Abuja, which you will hear as well. I've got also Afro soul. I've redone Rivers of Babylon. And like Osibisa, this is my contribution to Black Lives Matter. And I'm saying to Africans, come back home, come back and occupy the continent. Don't stay in the United States and other places and be bastardized. Leave those countries, those who can afford to, and move to the continent. Don't allow, other foreign ethnic groups to come occupy your place of home. So I am converging all the different genres of music as well in my album. And yes, it's going to be released in October, 10/10/10/10/2020. And the reason for that is that I got some visions from our ancestors to use the very magical numbers of 02/02/2020, 10/10/2020 to release my music because it has a spiritual aspect to it. I had a near-death experience last year, and after that, I had to look at the work that they asked me to do. The message, the messenger, Osibisa just talked about that. We are messengers. Most musicians, in the true sense, I'm not talking about fads, I'm talking about true musicians, are messengers. They deliver messages. And that is how we have been able, even as Africans, as griots, we use instruments to deliver messages, whether it's the talking drum, whether it is the kora. We have always been using instruments and music as a way of delivering messages to our people and to the people at large.
And just listening to you there, Swagga Don, I mean, your voice is sounding rather familiar. I'm wondering, where I might have heard it before. But I mean, let's not overly speculate because I don't want to, mention names and perhaps mention the wrong name. We've got about a minute to go. The other thing, of course, is that some people are saying that you might be Lagbaja, the Nigerian musician who used to wear a mask, but then you don't sound like him in terms of your voice. So the mystery deepens.
I have a Caribbean African background, and whilst I understand that Lagbaja is or might be a banker, I come from a different type of corporate world, and therefore there is no relationship. I do have a mask, but I also wear a natural African paint work when I do my performances or take my videos. So I will let you have one of the videos soon and let you be the first to play on Arise TV.
Okay, well, we will be very honored to do that. And I hope you're not Boko Haram, because that might be a bit of a worry. But nevertheless, let's end it there.
If anything, I'm an African terrorist for the world. I'm going to terrorize the world
Okay.
with African
Well,
music.
Swagga Don, Avatar, the Spirit of Africa, we want to thank you very much indeed for coming on the program. That's it for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja, Lagos and London. Bye-bye, and thank you for watching.